Hello, this is artist, entrepreneur, and art educator Eric McRae. I'm currently in my art space studio on a Tuesday night after working and thinking about vlog post and what I could share with you today. And my wife took a look at my most recent vlogs and she was really impressed by them, was really inspired. And she said something that was quite amazing that kind of caught me off guard. She said, not everybody's an artist, which is pretty obvious, and not everybody can relate to some of the things you're saying as an artist. She said, even though she's not an artist, she listens to my vlog posts specifically to be inspired because she finds that my story, even though she's very familiar with it and shared a lot of the years with me, that how inspired she was. And she said, part of my message and my story was so inspiring to her that it gave her the impetus to jump out there and launch with some of the health related and business related endeavors my wife's engaging in. And she said, why don't you do more vlog posts that address things outside of the arts and about my story and my experience? And that really piqued my curiosity to think that okay, people would want to know more about what it takes to win and being inspired. And years ago I was in Southern Living magazine, and they wrote about my work and wrote about me, but more importantly than the work I created was the message that I sent, because I had the audacity to dream. The whole message of the story was that I had a childlike wanderlust and a desire to fulfill what I believed I was born to do, and that is to make art. And I think everybody is born to do something. So often I meet people who work every day and they have professions and they made huge commitments to things in their lives, but they say, "What, I really don't know what I want to do with my life." And this is people 30, 40 years old, and they're working every day, and they're working 40 plus hours a week, and they still say, "Well, I haven't figured out what I want to do, or what was I meant to do." And I'm just always, just blown away, because I've always known that what I was supposed to do since I was very young, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. I guess whatever age the second grade was. And I always knew that I was going to be a creator. I was an artist. This is what I was supposed to do. I didn't know if I was going to animation or architecture or graphic design, all kinds of things. But as a creator, I have indulged myself in the processes and the involvement to create. So I've done so many things, and now I'm learning even more and more about digital media now and how to use that in a creative fashion. But for years and years and years, I've just created. I'm 50 plus years old now, and my mother said I started drawing it too, and I've always created. And so what I say to you out there who look at my life and say, wow, that guy's so lucky. Yeah, I'm blessed. I don't really like to use the term lucky so much, because that says that some leprechaun came along and tapped me on the head, and then all of a sudden just life is just blessed and it's all great and I didn't do anything. But no, I made a decision. I looked at the obvious, and sometimes people don't look at the obvious. I say to you, look at the obvious. Notice what's right there in front of you. Sometimes people are just fearful to admit to themselves what they really love and what they want to do, and what they want to do with their life and what they're meant to do. You may be meant to go into the ministry. Obviously pray about it. Seek God and know what you're supposed to do. Maybe you're supposed to play music, and it's never too late to pick up an instrument and commit those hours. Turn off Netflix and crazy cat videos and put the time into learning your craft. Maybe you're supposed to be someone that writes books or flies airplanes or goes into farming or gardening, and you got a green thumb, and people always say, boy, your tomatoes and your garden are the best in the community. You should do this. And maybe it's meant for you to open up a greenhouse. Everybody has a gift. I think every God in places in everybody gifts and talents. I think the thing is that we are too concerned about living our lives for other people. And I knew early on that, and I read a statistic that 70% of people hate their jobs. And I never wanted to be somebody that lived in my life. I made that mistake. Matter of fact, you see this sweatshirt right here? For a time I worked at IT. I worked for that company. And I was in such a bondage because I surrendered to the idea of job security. Now, where this is something that I get paint on and it's a mess. My commitment is not to this company or this, but the comfort of this shirt now because I've had it for so many years. But my heart is in my business. My heart is in what I do. My heart is in my creativity. Search your heart until thine own self be true. Find out what you're supposed to do with yourself. Don't worry about so much what the neighbors think and what other people think. I just recently wrote a note and put it up in my studio that says, I don't care what you think. Meaning that not that I don't care about other people, but I'm not defined by other people. Don't other people define your life because you get one life. And, if you don't believe in reincarnation, obviously you just get one life. And if you do believe in reincarnation, you may not come back as a person, you may come back as a bug. So, bottom line is you get this one opportunity as a human being to do something really great. And your time is very finite. Money's not finite. Resources are not necessarily finite. But your time is finite. You only have so much time on this earth to do your greatness. Maybe you're supposed to learn how to scuba dive, or to bungee jump, or to ski, or you're supposed to learn how to be a great chef, or to be a great mother and a great father, to have a beautiful family, and sometimes getting your priorities in order according to your values is what you really need to do, instead of, I've got to go to do this because I got to impress this person, or I got to do that. Stop the crazy train and allow yourself to be you. Don't be somebody else, because you're not going to do a good job being them. Be the best you can be. And I tell you this, give yourself permission to dream. Allow yourself to make the decisions. Take a piece of paper, write down 20 things that you dream of doing. 20 things you dream of doing. I don't care how absurd they are. You may dream of one day walking on the moon. Years ago, if you'd have said, I dream of walking on the moon, somebody say you're crazy because only a few people can go to the moon. But with current technologies, the way it's going, within our lifetime, there may be flights to the moon and stations on the moon within our lifetime. The technologies that I'm talking to you now, 20 years ago, didn't exist. What if somebody said, I want to be on TV and I want to do these things and I want to produce content and share it all over the world? And somebody say, well, you can't do that. There's only 3 networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, 4 PBS. 20, 30 years ago, it didn't exist. If you'd have said that, it'd sound insane. But here's the reality. When you make a decision on what you want to do, strange enough, life, the magnetism of your desires, the desires of your heart, your faith engages something that God and the universe moves things in your direction, because you've spoken it into existence, you've written it down, you made a contract with yourself. All these things line up to make things possible. And strange enough, the thing that you think is fantasy today may be reality in 5 years. And you may be the person one day who's walking on the moon and looking back at the earth because you dreamed it, you wanted it, and you did the things necessary to make it happen. And your faith and your belief in the possibilities will move things and places and people around you to make your reality, your vision and your dreams a reality. Don't stop yourself from dreaming. That's what I say to you. Don't stop yourself from dreaming. Early on, I allowed myself to dream, and the dreamer, the young man with a vision, many of those things have come to fruition, and now they're concrete things in my reality. So create your reality, have a vision for your future, allow yourself to dream, and stop saying no to yourself. Say yes, make a decision, go make it happen. If this content's great, you enjoy it, is it fulfilling to you, and you think it will enrich the lives of others, please share it. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's LinkedIn. Share it, get it out there, and keep in touch. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.